Look, that guy over there. Seriously, how creepy. I could hear the whispers of the female employees and involuntarily shrank back. My name is Adam. Today, I'm set to meet the female CEO of a rival company. Can't believe it. How can he come to see our CEO? With every step across the floor, I could hear the cold whispers of the female staff, and it made me wonder if I'd done something wrong. But if I hadn't acted back then, who knows what would have become of this company's CEO? People can complain all they want. I haven't done anything wrong. Repeating this to myself, I found myself standing in front of the CEO's office. It all started a few weeks back. Our company and Red Rose Inc., a rival, decided to collaborate on a product. The company I work for primarily designs and sells shoes for men. While we do have a women's shoe design department, in terms of quality and popularity, we lagged far behind Red Rose Inc. That's when they approached us for a collaboration. What's more, the collaborative product idea came from the CEO of Red Rose Inc. herself. My manager told me the CEO of Red Rose Inc. had fallen in love with the shoe I designed. She specifically requested that I design a pair of high heels. Until now, I have only designed men's shoes. Can I even design high heels that would satisfy women? While in doubt, I paid a visit to Red Rose Inc. Their building was impressive, with large glass walls, white marble floors, and such a dazzling aura that I almost expected to hear shimmering sound effects. The receptionists, all seated prominently on the ground floor, were all stunningly beautiful. "Hello, welcome to Red Rose Inc. How may I help you?" A chirpy voice greeted me, and when I introduced myself as Adam, she responded with, Adam, we've been expecting you, please follow me." She flashed a warm smile and began to walk. Following her, I could hear the distinct sound of her heels on the marble. Everywhere I looked, stylish women wearing high heels dominated the scene, making me feel slightly out of place. Not many male employees here, huh? Yeah. This place doesn't seem too comfy for guys. Trying to make small talk, I made that comment, and the receptionist replied with a nod. I laughed awkwardly, thinking that must be the secret to their success in women's shoes. I've heard rumors, but Red Rose Inc. really is dominated by women, huh? Yes. Our company's motto is to create a workplace where women feel most comfortable. I absolutely love working here. She gave me her brightest smile. Upon reaching the top floor in the elevator and entering the CEO's office, I saw a beautiful display of women's shoes. In the center of the room, a woman was admiring a pair of those shoes. That's the CEO of Red Rose Inc., Mrs. Mary Johnson. It's nice to meet you. Oh, you are already here. When I called out to her, she looked surprised, then gave me a warm smile. That smile made my heart skip a beat. Please, have a seat over here. I'll get some tea ready. Thank you. Urged by the president, I took a seat on the sofa. The president returned, carrying a tray with a rather expensive-looking tea set. The tea poured from the teapot had a delightful aroma, and even with my limited knowledge, I could tell this wasn't just any ordinary tea. Here you go. It's minty. I hope you like it. Thank you. My boss wouldn't even make coffee for himself to drink. It felt like we were worlds apart. As I marveled at the elegance, she presented a sketchbook. It had a detailed drawing of the shoes I designed. What is this? Actually, I've been sketching your shoes as part of my research. They have a simple design that doesn't strain the feet, and surprisingly, they match any outfit. They might not be flashy, but they're versatile. I would like to create shoes that look good on anyone, and stand out wherever they go. That's my goal. That's wonderful. Her eyes lit up. Maybe I got a bit carried away by her enthusiasm and said something slightly embarrassing. Just as I thought that, she took my hand and squeezed it firmly. Please design shoes for our company. They don't have to be flashy. Shoes that look good on anyone, no matter what they wear. She seemed a bit excited, her voice raised. It's a privilege to work with someone like that. However, I still had some concerns. I couldn't let them go unspoken, so I voiced my concerns. Your company is popular among women for its shoes. I believe you have many talented designers who understand women's desires. We do have a lot of talented designers, but their sensibilities don't align with the current concept. They only look at selected people. They think only beautiful women should enjoy fashion. There was a time I too pursued beauty above all, but that's not enough. Every woman has the right to enjoy fashion. I recalled the stylish women I saw on my way to the president's office and found myself nodding in agreement. When I asked them to design shoes that would fit any woman, they scoff, saying it's the fault of those who don't make an effort to look beautiful. That's pretty harsh. I felt a bit sorry for the downcast CEO. No matter how beautiful someone is, making such a statement is off-putting. So, why did you choose me? Your shoes are wonderful. They have a charm that we lack. Shoes that anyone can wear and feel stylish. Your shoes have given me back my passion, which I had almost lost. The smiling president looked very attractive. Who wouldn't be motivated by such praise? All right, let's create the best shoes together. I replied with a smile, and she beamed back at me. Little did we know then that a huge commotion was about to unfold. A few days later, I visited the Red Rose for another meeting with Mary. Mary, it's Adam. Upon reaching her office and knocking on the door, I felt something was off. Usually, Mary would greet me with enthusiasm, but there was no reply. Sorry, coming in. With a feeling of unease, I entered her office and found Mary lying face up on the floor. Mary, I rushed to her, but she didn't move an inch. Hoping against hope, I placed my ear to her chest, but there was no heartbeat. I felt the blood drain from my face. My hands were shaking, but I remembered the AED training I had during a certification course and quickly called the secretary's desk. What? Mary's collapsed. Please call an ambulance right now, and if there's an AED, bring it. I quickly instructed the secretary on the phone and tried CPR on Mary. But her heart didn't budge. Darn it, is it too late? Sorry, I've brought it. The secretary arrived with the AED. Thank you, Mary, I'm so sorry. As I lifted Mary's clothing to attach the AED, the secretary nearby exclaimed, "Oh my," and covered her face with her hands, blushing deeply. But there was no time to worry about that. I immediately attached the AED to Mary's chest and activated it, causing her body to jolt with a loud zap. Still, there was no change. Panicking, I followed the AED's voice instructions and activated it again. After another loud jab, Mary started breathing with difficulty. Mary, are you okay? Please don't move." After confirming her breathing, I gently covered her with my coat. Just as I was about to ask the anxious secretary if the ambulance was on its way, I heard sirens. "Can you show the paramedics in when they arrive?" "Yes." She rushed out of the room to guide them. Later, Mary was transported to the state hospital. Mary later contacted me to say that she had a pre-existing heart condition and had collapsed after a seizure. Thanks to the quick response, she was told she could be discharged soon without any lingering effects. Hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. However, the next day, "Adam, what on earth have you done?" Waiting for me as I arrived at the office was the manager with a displeased look on his face. I was summoned first thing in the morning and yelled at, but I had no idea what it was about. I hadn't done anything. There was a request from Red Rose to cancel the current collaboration project. Is it because Mary collapsed? No, they say it's because you did something inappropriate to Mary. Inappropriate? Hearing that made me think of the previous day's event. I had indeed lifted Mary's shirt to use the AED. But that was to save Mary's life. I didn't do it with any guilty conscience. So, I hear you lifted Mary's shirt to use the AED. They're suggesting you might have done that just because you wanted to. That's outrageous. Anyway, Mary needs to rest now. reflect deeply on this and stay away from red rose. I was so frustrated, I clenched my back teeth. Mary and I had gone through numerous meetings over the past few weeks, tweaking the design I came up with. To think it was all for nothing. Please, I'll do anything to avoid canceling this collaboration. Can't you help me convince them? I bowed my head, hoping at least to clear up the misunderstanding, and the manager let out a big sigh. What are you talking about? Even if the AED incident hadn't happened, the collaboration couldn't go on after Mary collapsed. This project needs her personal supervision. But Mary's direction is already reflected at this point. If I take the lead, understanding her will and the purpose of the collaboration, I can see it through. I remembered how she smiled when she saw my design drawings. I am sure she will be the saddest if the project falls through here. I just couldn't let that happen. Even so, it's a request from them. There's nothing I can do. This can't be. The manager turned his back on me to end the conversation. Just then, his cell phone rang. Who could that be at this time? At Mary. He stood up with a loud noise, taking the call in a flustered manner. Yes, so the project will continue, correct? Understood. I nervously paced, overhearing the conversation and seeing the manager nodding profusely on the phone. When he finished the call, he turned to me with a beaming smile. It seems there was a misinformation. Mary just called to say the collaboration will continue. Good for you. Really. I was so relieved by the manager's words that I lost strength in my legs and sat down right there. But is Mary really okay? And how did this misinformation happen? A wave of anxiety swept over me. Looks like we'll be resuming our meetings tomorrow. Can you make it to Red Rose? Yes. Despite a touch of unease, I was thrilled that the project was back on track. The next day, I'm glad you could make it. I'm really sorry for the trouble I've caused. I had no idea my chronic condition would flare up like that. No, not at all. I'm just relieved that you're safe. As I entered the CEO's office, as usual, Mary was the first to apologize. But really, I'm the one who should be apologizing. Even though it was a misinformation, there must have been real concerns about the AED incident and suggestions to scrap the project altogether. Despite the emergency, I had caused her trouble. I'm truly sorry about the AED incident. It seems some of our employees were upset. Upset because you saved me. I was taken aback when Mary showed her anger and then made a call to someone inside the company. So, the project mishap wasn't just a misinformation, was it? Gather everyone in the hall immediately. I have something to say directly. Gone was her usual calm demeanor. I was shocked by the sight of Mary raising her voice. Sorry, I need to take care of something. Should I? I'll be back in about an hour. Can you wait for me? Yes, of course. Mary left the room with a look of apology on her face. Months later. We did it. We finally succeeded. We had managed to create a prototype of the high heels. The heels were modest in height, and we used a beautiful wine red color. They're beautiful. I've always wanted something like this. Mary sighed dreamily as she looked at the shoes on display. She really does love shoes. That day, Mary held an urgent staff meeting to clear up the misunderstanding about me regarding the AED. She explained that I hadn't lifted her clothes with any ill intent. I was quite surprised when some employees apologized to me after the meeting, but I was glad the misunderstanding was cleared. They were probably just jealous of your talent. You think so? I wonder if I'm really such a talented designer to be envied. I don't know about that, but what's certain is that shoes must be designed with the wearer in mind. Maybe they just didn't understand that essential point. Would you like to try on the prototype? It's exactly your size. Really? Mary's face lit up at my offer. She took off her black pumps and slipped on the wine red high heels on display. Wow, these are much more comfortable than they look. Watching her walk around the room in the high heels, I felt relieved that this project had finally come together. There's a mountain of work ahead, like planning the sales strategy and advertising, but I believe we can overcome it together. I want to see her smile more. With that thought, I psyched myself up internally.